Hello, foodies, and welcome back to Foot in Review, your tri-weekly dose of FIFA Ultimate Team goodness in podcast and video format, available everywhere you like. My name is John, and we are recording episode 424 already. It is a different day. We record this day a day later than normally, but that's because of our summer schedule. And honestly, I was sick and I couldn't be talking yesterday too much either, so that's awkward if you do a podcast. Joining me today, of course, is none other than Mr. Teddy Bear himself. We also call him the Coach Slayer. It's Mr. Chris.
Hi John, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're feeling better.
I am better now, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so with a world where both Rangers and Feyenoord and Liverpool made finals of the respective cups, we went 0-3. None of our clubs actually won the final. And I never am. You know those that like if you lose a lot of FIFA, you're like, I'm tired of this. Let's throw my controller away. Let's delete my club for all you care. I'm not that person. But this Wednesday night, Chris, when the final was played, we lost 1-0. We played an excellent second half. We should have won. I was sitting there with the phone in my hand, with a glass of scotch in my other hand, just staring into the distance until my brother from Scotland sent me a message. Says, "Chin up, mate. I know how you feel." And that helped, Chris, so thanks.
No, mate, your team. To be fair, your team played well. I watched and I was shouting for them, John. I really thought they were going to do it. I think if they got one, they'd easily got two. A bit like Ingvy's Liverpool on Saturday night as well. I think Patricio, he had an inspired game, and so did Courtois. I have to say, I think Rangers the only team that scored in the final, so one up for us, I'd say.
Yeah, I saw people saying the Champions League final was boring to watch. I don't know what they watched, but that was an excellent final.
It was a great game, that was a great game. I think I was at Seville, so hard to judge that game, but I don't think it was a pretty great game. And your game, to be fair, in the second half got very exciting. Especially
we hit the post twice in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, I thought you were going to do it, mate. But we have actually got someone on the show who's happy that his team did really well as well.
It did, and talking about throwing your controller away, deleting your club, and still appear on a podcast, it's none other than John talking foot.
Hey guys, thanks for having me back.
Good to see you again, mate. It's good to have you back wearing the foot
mate.
coaching official team gear as well. John, congrats with the good performance in on the pitch football.
Thank you, yeah, we're delighted the team stayed up, relegation battle, so we're not in the losers club, we managed to hold our own. So
do you want to give them a shout out for people that don't know which club you support?
St Johnstone from Perth in the SPL Scotland League, so yeah.
And about Perth, that's the only city. Is it a city? Village.
Yes, it is a city. Thank you.
It's a city. It's the only city. Oh, sorry, I did it.
It's a village, to be fair.
It's a city. Get back in your box.
It is the only city you can live with one of our other co-hosts, Nathan, and actually never run into each other. But yes, Perth is that big. So
which is surprising, John, because everybody knows everybody in Perth. It's that small.
Yeah, I think
city, yes.
I think all John talking food actually knows where Nathan lives and actively tries to avoid him. But let's talk about them. John. I know in the show notes, if you look at the visual video, it says John's story at line number 3. But I do honestly want to talk about this first because about 2 weeks ago, I'm just going to be transparent with this all. We got a message, guys. I'm done. I just deleted my club. I see you next week. Next week. Well, that actually happened. But I see you next year. And I saw a video on YouTube where you actually just deleted your whole club, mate.
That's correct, yes.
We thought we lost you there.
Yeah. If anybody that knows me from previous podcasts or follows me on Twitter or the Discord will know I'm a very emotive person. And I just had one of those nights, started off badly, got progressively worse, and I just thought, I'm sick of this, I've had enough. And yeah, I deleted my club, logged in, went to the options, entered my code, deleted my club, icons, players.
Made a video about it.
Did it all.
Wrote a formal farewell.
Yes. And then was like, oh, I've got an itch.
Yeah.
I've got an itch. So I logged into my alternative account and I jumped around and was like, oh, I'm not actually as bad as I think I am. I'm quite well in rivals. Progressed for qualified for weekend league. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have been so hasty. So, so as I said to you, I kindly messaged the very nice people at EA Help and reached out to them. Said, what did I say? I had a mini meltdown. Delete my cup in a rage. I was very hasty. Could you possibly help? And to be fair, call out to Scooter at EA Help. Within a few minutes, he picked up my request, and I had my club back within 5 minutes.
Wow.
It's like it's John. This one is he rings and then they say, "Okay, this one is for you, Scooter. It's John again. Okay, I'll get him.
Aye.
I'll get him. I'll help him. No worries."
So yeah, cannot diss EA Help on this occasion. Scooter was brilliant. Absolutely call out to Scooter.
The thing is, every time you say school, I keep thinking the dance band.
Me as well.
No.
I think they've let themselves go if they're working for EA these days. I'm not the best of luck that team.
Yeah, the
That's
best thing, the best thing he said is, "I'm sorry to hear that you entered the hut getting frustrated." And it was like, it's like, oh yeah, that's me all over. So no, fair calls to EA Help. Just a little bit of identification. Usual, gave me a code, returned the code back to him, and he restored my club instantly. I logged out, logged back in. My club was there, my coins were there, my players were there. My season progress was there. And off and running we went.
Did you know something though, mate? I'm missing my prime icon moments. Ronaldo, where's he went?
Oh, I
You
should
had
have
him
said
back
that.
to- you had him back to my club, please.
I should have said that. And I thought I better not risk it, Could you pass me to Shane, please? But no.
It's awfully kind though. I mean, you did delete it on before awareness,
Yes.
right? So you got me the messages often like, "Hey guys, John, this is John. It's an itch I can't get rid of. Hey, I'm back. I got my club back." I'm like, "What? How do you do that?" If I want to get in touch with EA Help, if I don't know, get the wrong rewards like a couple of weeks ago, it takes a week to be restored or get me the proper rewards. You get your club back, which you deleted on purpose within 5 minutes. You did ask nicely though, so there's definitely that. Although
I
I
think
thought
there
I
is-
did well.
Yeah, there's probably a bit of tone to that. I did even finish it with saying, however, if I'm not able to return my club and coins, I totally understand. Because like I said in my original message, I did it, put the code in. Yes, it was hasty. But, can you help? And fair dues to EA Help. They were really good, understood the situation, and fixed it very quickly. So call out to them.
It's great to have you back though. And now the actual question is, what made you delete your club? And more importantly, John, how are we going to get you to refrain from doing it again? Because I'm pretty sure we can call Scooter, but he's never going to do this twice. Wait.
Excuse me. Possibly. So it was one of those, I decided I was going to go for weekend league. So was it league? Spanish league was out. And I started my first weekend league game and I lost 3-2. Silly mistake. Got a bit annoyed with myself. Played the second game, lost 4-3. Made a mistake, but I thought I generally was better than the person. I was like, okay, got a bit irate. I'll be honest, punched the settee, just the sofa that you sit on. The wife's like, "Is that you playing FIFA again?" It's like, yes. But it's like, okay. And at the next game, and it was one of those, again, I think I lost 2-0, 2-1, something like that. But again, I didn't feel I played badly. Just didn't play my best. So I was 0-3, and I just thought, you know what? Bleep this. I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. And rather than reaching out to guys in the community, I just thought, nah, that's it. Going cold turkey. I'm getting out of there. So I went down the bad route. Like I said,
I don't want to
think-
know what happened if St. Johnson actually relegated.
Or either do I. Either do I. But there you go. And that's what I did. And then, yes, within 2 or 3 days, I regretted it, John. But I thought, no, still play a bit of FIFA, play with my alternative team. We've all got a second account. It was just like, no. I need to go back to my main account. So there you go.
That's good though. It's really good to have you back. And then, like I said, there's one more question. How are we going to make sure this doesn't happen again? So And honestly, I do get the feeling of being tilted. And we'll talk about that in a moment because I had my worst weekend league in since FIFA 2013, I think something like that. That's been my honestly my worst weekend league. I know where it lays, I know how it comes, but hey, let's talk about that in a minute. But I have never punched my sofa, to be honest.
I've
And
done
let
a few
alone
things.
think about deleting my club. I mean, in my case, it would also mean the end of my career, but that's something else. John, how we gonna? Let me ask Chris though. Chris, how are we gonna save John from doing this again?
Well, the easiest place is a wonderful Discord. You just post in there. There's loads of guys going to give you support. As John said, I understand what he says about going cold turkey because I'm a bit like that myself with the game. I'd like to. I don't play rivals anymore. I must admit, I have punched the sofa as well. Maybe it's a Scottish thing. From that point of view, you know, I would say you kick the cat, but then again, you get into trouble for that. We just no mentioning about Kurt Zuma there. But
Some pro
no,
players actually tend to do that. I've seen.
aye, but I think I'm with you, John. It is a frustrating game, but the truth of the matter is, football's a frustrating game. I'm sure Ingrid was willing to punch the sofa on Saturday when the way Liverpool was playing and the way Courtois was saving all those goals. But again, I think the Discord's the best place, mate. You'll get in there, you'll get a bit of slagging, and you'll get loads of support as well.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh well, there you go. You can make this once. Thank you, Scooter, for giving us John back.
Aye. And thank you for the music, Scooter, as well. Hope you thanked him as well for his music.
No, but during that, I shouldn't say it. I meant I was in a lull between the conversations, and I must have lent him a phone, and I attached a meme funny thing that I'd actually sent to a WhatsApp group that I'm in, and I had to apologise to his groups for the picture. Laughing emoji.
So you actually sent him a picture.
Yeah, something totally different. But the Johnny Herd and Depp case thing, it was like anyway. It was
So thanks for helping me,
that.
Scooter. He's a Johnny Depp picture. This is getting out of hand. I mean, I thought after visiting Scotland I would get a sense of this culture, but I'm lost here. I'm totally lost here.
So if you look at me, I'm kind of laughing because it was so funny. I had to show my wife. It's like, oh my god! All I could do was sorry for the picture, laughing emoji.
That's the other thing, though. I said to John, "Hey, let's come on a podcast tonight." And he says, "No, I have to go. I promised my wife we would like get a date, like get a glass of wine, get some food in." And I think she actually said, "Is that FIFA related? Then just do it. Get it out of your system. If it's like therapy, talk to these guys, go have the podcast, and be back after." So that got a shout out to your wife as well.
Oh, big shout out to Mrs. Talking Foot. Aye, definitely.
Yeah, Susan's a good lass.
Great lady.
And also, Nathan, if you're actually looking for John and Pert, maybe do not look up the name Talking Foot. I don't think it's real last name. So
just look for the sofa delivery. As you get a new sofa coming in.
That could be it. Before we continue with players reviewed and the weekly league review, though, some housekeeping is up because it is summer. And what do people do in the summer? They stop working as hard as they tend to do, which means we are also moving to our new podcast schedule like we do every single year. For our new listeners, we do this every single year, which means starting in June, we will be making 2 shows a week. We'll be broadcasting on a Monday and on a Friday, and of course the rest of the content and will just continue as usually. But we usually in the summer there's less to be talking about, and since there's no more team of the week, the Wednesday shows sort of starting to feel flat as well. Will there be something else? Oh, there will be something else, but we can't talk about that soon. But the regular shows will, starting next week, come to be uploaded on Monday evening for the Patreons, the Tuesday late morning on every other platform in the world, and of course Friday night for the Patreons and Saturday late morning for all the other folks in the world. And if you want to get that show early or jump in with us on all the extra things we are going to do over the summer, including a new revised Foot in Review Community Cup, then check out patreon.com/Foot in Review. That's FUT in Review. Get in there for like $1 a week or $5 a month, something like that. Coaching is extremely discounted at the moment because hey, that's also something we usually do in the summer. So if you want to get a program, all our programs are 20% off. So basically worth checking out, and it's better than buying new sofas during the summer. So I think if I would like a bet, I would go there. But that's housekeeping for today. And of course, if you're a Patreon supporter in our highest tier, which is the Skybox holders, then you get not only a free coaching session every single month, not do you get a whole lot of inside information, and of course, that show early, you also get your name mentioned on this show every single episode we do. So thank you, Amar. Thank you, Reese. Thank you, Artyom. And thank you, Daniel, for being Skybox holders. That's a whole lot of talking about me. I've played a horrible weekend league, but before I dive into that, I also tested some players, which we should be talking about today. Chris, so have you? Do you want to take the kickoff so I can take a breather?
Yeah, well, I mean, the one I used was Fofana in drafts, and I called him Godzilla because he is an absolute monster. He's everywhere, scoring goals, taking the ball off players, insanely strong, insanely quick as well for such a big guy. And I think he's pretty cheap. I should have checked his price, but it was fairly decent price when I looked at it.
I packed him in my red zone around that time. That was
Well, you've done
Saturday 120 or something already. So
yeah, so a great card. And have you used them yet, John?
no, because I have Vieira at midfield. I was like,
I have him I have Vieira as well, John, and I have to say he impresses me more than Vieira.
oh, he went up a bit. He's 178, 190 on PlayStation. So
Yeah, well, after people listen to this pod, I think he's going to jump again. A really, really good card.
How did you feel he's high?
It just was everywhere. He just was everywhere. He was just like a really tall Kante. He was just taking the ball off players, and he was in the box the next minute scoring goals. And okay, it was draft, and that doesn't always give a true reflection. But I love that card, and it's one that I'm going to pick up. I've been trying to pack him all week with all these upgrade packs, and he's not coming to my team yet. So if I think for 180,000, I don't think you're going to be overly disappointed. And I played him as a CDM, and I just thought it was great.
So I uploaded the new 4-2-3-1 white tactics last week for all patrons, and you can also check it out on our YouTube channel, youtube.com /foot in review. I can't actually make it much more easier than that. It's there. There's a 4-2-3-1 white, which has 2 CDMs, and one important factor is that you need 2 strong CDMs. I'm actually looking at him right now, and I might consider just doing Vieira and him as CDMs.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like a very solid combination.
Yeah, because Vieira is a strange one, and that he's sometimes he's really good, and then sometimes he's anonymous. But the Fofana card, be interesting to see what they like to pair against. That is a strong pairing, John. And I'm really interested in this 4-2-3-1. I'm thinking of moving to that because I just feel at the minute my 4-1-2-1-2 misses those 2 guys, those 2 strong CDMs, and allows, especially people playing drop back at the moment, the wing backs or the full backs to push on and still have that security with those 2.
Yeah, it looks really solid. It's just so hard to link, though. That's my only issue with these guys, right?
You could icon block them and stick them up front.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
icon block him. Icon block him. I'm like the other John here, packing icons twice. Like he gets Prime Rooney's twice, right? Or Marco van Basten, which everyone knows I adore in real life, but I'd rather not get that card again in a pack from one of these things. I use Netfed. I think he is off curve right now. I used him this weekend. Definitely still good when he gets space, but with these new cards around, the time he gets space is actually fairly off, right? They're all over the place, fast players everywhere, so it's might be difficult. So I really can't icon block him. Didn't pack too much though. I packed that Fofana card, but Fekir.
Yeah,
I got.
Yeah,
I tested him.
Fekir looks good, and so does Payet. So there's plenty of options to link.
I
him
can't
into
use
that
Payet because he's from Marseille. Sorry, I mean nothing against Marseille, but this year I do. So I can't really use him.
nothing against Marseille, but I'm not going to use him because he's from Marseille.
That's why I was thinking. Okay.
I was
Sorry,
thinking, how can we not lose French listeners here? But we hardly have listeners from France, so that it's okay there.
Is that for Foot in Review After Dark? That story, John?
We'll tell that in a different story. Yeah. No, but I think the which card? Fekir. Actually, pretty cool card. Very agile, very nimble, very good at creating openings. but there's just something off. At this time of year, when you have so much options, I think one of the issues is if you go back to a 4-star like he is, it's actually sort of a letdown because there's always that one chance where you want to do a different skill move, or that one option where you want to take a shot and like, what is actually went side? What's happened here? Damn, it's the weak foot. And there's so many good 5-star options everywhere now for not too much coins. There's actually sort of you're letting yourself down if you play with 4-star cards now. Doesn't mean I don't try to sound arrogant, but it feels a little bit. They are out there. They are affordable. So what would you do? So I used him and I used Haaland, both for 10 matches in a weekend league. Obviously, weekend league isn't the best place to actually test cards, I've noticed as well. You should just do that in your own time. But Haaland started off really good. First 5 matches, like I'm never going to get out of my team. Then the competition swerved up, and I've not seen him again. Not one assist, not one shot, not one goal. He is as nimble as I am in real life, right? Need to take time to get off the stairs. Also, he might drop. That's me. That's also Haaland when he turns around. Actually, have to take a second to aim where he actually goes. And when he starts running, he goes really fast. But nothing can come between him because then he's actually not agile enough to turn around him anymore.
Which he loves playing against me, John. He loves playing against me.
Well, no, actually, so do I, but that's a different story.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Okay.
That's the club getting deleted again.
No, just my foot in review Patreon.
There goes the shirt. He knows he knows I love him. No, but I don't think Haaland is any good, honestly. There I said it. He's going to end up in SBC. I think... I always forget his name. The attacker we just spoke about, not Payet, but...
Fekir.
Fekir. Mm-hmm. He's pretty decent, but I always think, wow, I should get a 5-star now. So I'm 7 out of 10 for Fekir, 5.5 for Haaland maybe. For fun, I will test this week then, because you just convinced me to do so. But I need something to link him up with, so please let these picks and stuff get something good for me, because this has been my worst, not only my worst weekend league thus far, but also my worst back week luck. Like, I don't get much except the red picks. And a breeder. Are you agreeing with these? Any of you guys use these cards?
I'm just thinking of... Sorry, John. I'll let you go first, mate.
I was going to say, well, I only remember the old Fekir, the road to the knockouts, road to the group stage thing. He was amazing. He was in my team for months at the start, and he was brilliant. But I did pack his 90, and he never got near my club. And again, I look at the 93 and think, he's good. Like you said, John, there's so many other options across so many leagues that I'm not going out my way to get him. If I got him, great. I wouldn't go out my way to get him. So I'd rather have Payet for whatever reason you don't want him. I think I'd rather have Payet. But that's just my thinking. Do you know? Because I think, Payet, I could play him on the left wing, play my winger up top. That's how my mind thinks. But yeah, Fekir's not really in my reckoning. Sorry, Chris, on you go.
Well, I was always going to say, John, is that if MDs who's listening to this is if you're not playing the first Gold Cup, then you're missing out. Especially if you're looking to pack some players, because there's actually some really decent value in there. And I think if you get to 17, you get 10 times 75 League One. So you've got to be quick. But I would just say that if you're not playing the first Gold Cup, you've got to do it. There's a lot of weaker teams. If you give it a couple hours, you'll find a few weaker teams. And even someone like myself is winning 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5. And it's fairly easy to get up the ladder and get these packs, John. So hopefully you're playing them.
That might be in it. I actually haven't played that cup yet.
It literally, you can start a game and it'd be finished within 5 minutes, and 5 minutes in game time, even just a minute, and the game's finished. It's one goal, no need arguments about goal and goal, pausing or anything like that. I hated the idea when I first heard about it. Listened to guys on Friday, and then started playing it myself, and actually quite enjoyed it.
There is squad requirements, right?
Yeah, so it's League One. So if you've got some decent League One players, But as I say, the squads you're coming up against are a lot more just gold squads. And you can have one lone player, but it's 18 League One players. There's 5 games a night. And it sounds a lot, but again, if it's golden goal and the game just cuts off at golden goal, it doesn't take that long.
That's actually fair. And how long does it last still?
I think it's got over a week to go. I think it ends when the season ends. But you have to be quick because, of course, the League One players come out of packs on Friday, I imagine, if it's Serie A. So if you're going to use it to get some League One players, I'd get playing just now.
That's a good shout. I have 3 League One players. So yeah, that's.
Have you been deleting your club, John?
No, I think I tossed everyone into these upgrade STCs, right? I don't even have a League One goalkeeper.
Well, this is the
A little bit
Premier
awkward. This is,
SBC one, isn't there? Though I think you can do that. You get yourself 11 players there, so you'd probably get a couple of them. You'll get some League One players, and with your skill, I'm sure you'll win no
Yeah, I
problem.
was going to say he's better than most, so you can cover for that.
Well, talking about that for a second. I had a moment that if I was Scottish, I would probably hit my couch. I never play Weekend League much in a weekend, right? But the new schedule was actually really good for me. Then I can play on Monday and Tuesday, etc. Easier. Just sit down and die. But I couldn't do that this week because of 2 certain obligations. So I wasn't able to play on Monday and Tuesday. I already knew that. Like, you know what? Maybe if you just push it, I just might be able to do it on Saturday. Just go for it. It's all right. I'm just going to put it out there. My worst Weekend League finish ever. I made, here you go, all my clients, 10 wins. I also lost 6 games on penalties. and not penalties that like oh, this happens, oh, this was close. No, I had total penalty shootouts where I actually couldn't score 1. Right? Those days. But I had to make 2, and I kept my calm actually until the end. I was like, I didn't even make 11 wins here. What's this? I went the whole team of the season with 16, 17 wins. I actually pretty much go easy going, not being diehard, not having it in the same team or anything like that. But I was like, I'll just switch my team around, use a new formation, take the new players in, get Haaland tested and stuff, and just do it all at once. And do it all in the same period of the same day. It's not the smartest idea. I think that's definitely where it went wrong. But hey,
And
even I sometimes do make mistakes, and I suck at this game, and I have to put it out there, right? As if we're sharing stories anyways.
I don't think you suck at this game, John, but you probably also played at peak weekend
Yeah.
league time.
I think so. Connection felt funny this weekend. I don't know if anybody else had it. I had a disconnect, which I never get. And even the game kept, I was doing SBCs, the game kept kicking me out. So it was my connection. I don't know.
Oh,
but
no, I had delay as well. But
Yeah,
I'm not going
this
to blame
weekend
it on
fell
that
up.
because that would sound really awful. That was
No,
definitely not the
but
case.
John, I think there's definitely something in that because actually, if you're playing that number of games, you can't concentrate for that length of time. And so you're actually playing a bit on autopilot. And when you're playing on autopilot, you need everything to go that way for you. The timing has to be bang on the button. I was the same as you. I was 3-7 my first 10 games and managed to get to 9, went 6-2 after that. I think it's just, as John says, I think sometimes it's just your luck. You come up against guys who you think, you're better than, or they don't play the game as you would expect them to play it, and they just seem to carry that little bit of luck. Some deflected goals as well, and it just felt like the game was against me. But you get weekends, but definitely the connection this weekend. I would say put it down to that as well, John. I think there was definitely an issue with the connection.
Yeah, but I'm not going to blame it on that. Honestly, it was just.
So what did you think the issue was then, John? Did when you coached yourself, what did you think was the problem?
Oh, there's a couple of things. Like I hardly switch my team around, but I promised to review some players, so I switched my team around. I was working on formation 4-2-3-1 wide for a couple of weeks now, which I finished. And usually when that happens, I play Weekend League with that, and then I know it's done. But I thought, you know what, I can also start working on a new formation, which I want to give to at least to the patrons like this week, and then maybe next week put it on YouTube, right? So I could probably do that as well. Let's do that, get some new. So I switched my players around. I switched my formation around, which I haven't been isn't perfectly tested yet. I put them all on the same day, which I normally never do. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. And so there's a little bit of maybe arrogance in there as well. So I was playing a little bit under my normal focus. So my peak performance goes down. I'm playing with a formation which I actually have to look where I'm passing instead of going on autopilot, while playing so many games that I actually am going on autopilot. So that makes all sense. Still 6 matches came into extra time and penalties, and I still lost all those 6 matches. So on a normal weekend, I would still get like 14, 15 wins, I guess, right? But I found that there were many players playing negative. So in 20 goals, and I've written this down, in 20 matches, I scored 24 goals. In 20 matches, I conceded 9 goals. And I still got 10-10. So I didn't score much. I conceded even far less, but there were so many draws. Just that still draws. Players playing far back. And I had many players actually play sort of 5-2-1-2, where they bring everyone back and then keep the 2 forwards, right? Then get the ball to the fullback, just hoof the ball forward and go.
Yeah.
I had to drop Van Dijk halfway through Wicked League because he just can't keep up with those. He can do that once, he can do it twice, but he can't do it 7 times in a match. And they only need one breakthrough to actually get these goals in now. So everything was sort of against us. So I was, you know what, I need to at least get that 11 wins in, get those 2 picks, and then even make that because I still lost the last one on penalties. So we got to do better this weekend, and we will do better. But it was sort of frustrating. I didn't delete my club. I did spend all my coins on packs. That was my way of dealing with this, which it's not,
John,
which is maybe actually worse than deleting your club, because I can't call Scooter to help me get my coins back, right? Although Johnny just deletes his club, calls EA, say, hey mate, can you give me my club? But yeah, sure. You're right now. Yeah, I'm doing fine, man. Here's a picture of Johnny Depp. Oh, thanks. And then we go again. And meanwhile, I'm here like spending all my coins on packs, getting nothing in return.
Picture of Amber Heard. But anyway, by the by, it worked for me because
you also packed someone when you came back. You forgot about that story, mate.
Right, so I got 9 wins as well, John. I got 9 wins, not the 10. I got 9. It did give my last couple for time. And I got Ben Yedder as my red pick. So delighted with that.
Okay.
And then,
putting out just in slow motion. Ben Yedder.
Okay.
Yeah? And
then I was watching Nick run the foot market today. He was doing some picks, and the chat was saying, the Lagoon upgrade packs OP at the minute. So I thought, I've got a bit of time. So I did 3. So I picked Lafont with my first one, Terrier with my second one, Mbappe with my third one. I was like, thank you very much.
Hold on. You were saying team of the season, Mbappe?
Yeah.
That's correct. So I've got
you just dropped that. Just hold on a minute. Super flex here. I'm just going to casually drop
but
that.
He started with a red pick Ben Yedder, right? So just want to say. So he deleted his club. Scooter said you got it back, mate. Enjoy. The next thing you know, he gets a red pick Ben Yedder, and in an upgrade pack, he gets he gets 2 team of the season, which of course are pretty cool cards, but he also got the Mbappe card. So not only did he delete his club, his club actually tripled in value over the same course of the day.
Yeah, but there's no fix here because I did get a duplicate untradeable Rooney icon from the SBC. So
I feel bad for you, mate. I'm sorry. I feel really bad.
Yeah, what you gonna do, mate? Is this? I'll delete my club if I were you. Again, you know what? I know what I'm gonna try. No, for science. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Yes, my team's looking pretty stoked.
Oh, really? Wouldn't expect that now. Chris, what we can say to those guys? I don't know.
Mate, let's contact Scooter. Scooter's our new friend. Let's be honest.
Scooter, please. Why did you guys do that?
You love the Johnny Depp picture that much that he's on the gold list now.
I just see if you go to patreon.com/footreview, there's a new member called Scooter. Don't you guys
Scooter. He likes Johnny Depp photos. He's a big fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Actually, it was the Amber Heard photo, but I will share it in Discord in a minute.
Let's not go there. Resume. Don't delete your club. Don't spend coins on packs. If you delete your club, please ask nicely to give it back to you and just say the truth, what happened there. I think nice always goes a long way. That definitely shows. It's really good to have you back, John. So really good to have you back. I love for you to have the Ben Yedder and the Mbappe. I'm not nearly as jealous, but a little bit I am, because I'd love to review these for all our listeners, of course, right? But now I
Yeah.
can't do them because you already got them. So there's that. Sorry, guys. You got to blame John for that. In the meanwhile,
my fault.
I always forgot. There's also been the Belgian Pro League that's been released, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever look at that?
You mean the Belgian Fodder League? Is that what we're
Yeah.
calling it?
Oh, there. Yeah, you're true.
I think that's. I mean, to honest with you,
Van
these.
Aken looks good, honestly.
But I was going to ask the question actually last night. I thought about it as this might sound really, well, it is cheeky, I suppose. What is the point of these cards? Because they're not going to make anybody's team. So why are EA? Why do EA put these cards in? I mean, it just really is for fodder, isn't it? It's just for filler. There's no other reason for it.
Well,
'Cause
I think you don't underestimate the amount of fans for an actual league, right? So I have all the team of the season cards from Feyenoord, both of them. Uh, but I'm actually not using them, but I still have them in the club, right? If
Yeah,
you're a Bruges fan, I would definitely get the cards in. And there might be some cards in there which are really interesting, honestly, to just use. They won't increase your main team, but with all the amount of side content we got now with with the cups, I mean, I'd love to get one of these cards in my League One team if I could, right? Because if I look at the current state of that team, I have to run with silver, so could definitely go with one of them. I think if you look at that Van Aken card, for example, 93 rated
These-
centre midfielder with a 5-star weak foot, he's better than half of the previous leagues we got. So you just have to link them, right?
that's the issue, John, isn't it? Like, unless you link them with
the Brown,
you know,
probably.
KDB and Carrasco potentially, or I don't know if Mertens is going to get. I'm not a great follower of Serie A. He's likely to get a TOTS. He is always a popular card. You know, you're looking at something like that, aren't you? Lukaku's had, Chelsea don't seem to get any special cards at the moment. That's the issue. You know, unless they brought out some Super Juice Cup for the smaller league, which, and being, John will back me up on this as well. Being a fan of a smaller league, there's nothing better than seeing your players get, a special card, for that point of view. But, they need to put something in the game that you can then use these cards, because, you're getting these cards and they're just going straight into icon picks or whatever,
You're absolutely right, Chris, because I remember last year when my team won 2 cups and the guy scored in both cup finals. Didn't even get a special card. You know what I mean? And you're just like, I think the best we got was like a 63 orange card or something. And you're just like, Jesus, I just want it on my bench, even if it's not on my team because it's not good enough. I just want it on my bench so I can look at it and go, that's my team, that's my player.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And I think we missed that in our league through sponsorship, but for these other leagues that do have these team of the years, these guys that John talked about from these clubs will want those players, even if it's just to be on the 7th slot on the bench and they'll never play. They just want to look at them because that's what it's about. It's your ultimate team. You want to use the players that you associate with, not just your icons, your club players. But
no, I agree with John. I mean, even that I've used the Balotelli card in draft again, and it's a really fun card. That one. I mean, he's really tall. I'm just quickly looking there, 6'3", 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. The only disappointment for me, he hasn't got the why is it always me lifts his top up when he scores a goal. But that was a good fun card to have, and he's Italian, to be fair. So when Serie A comes, hopefully you can get him in your team. And he's no super expensive, I suppose, at 375. But I would like to see, if they can do a first goal for only 18 League One. Why don't they do it the same, but for none of the big 5 leagues allowed in? And then you could actually, that would be good fun, wouldn't it? You use different cards.
You forget these cards are lethal when you have to use any of them in swaps, though, right? So if you can fit them in for swaps, that would be terrific. I think the Undaf card, for example, 94 rated striker from Royal Union.
Yes.
5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, 95 pace, 95 shooting, 94 dribbling, 98 physique. 560k on Xbox, 630k on PlayStation for a Pro League player. Says that's actually a pretty cool card, and people do like these cards.
But he's super expensive, John, and he's 629. You know, and he's German. Okay, so to be fair, if you've got a Bundesliga side or a few German players in your team, you can fit him in there and you can block him off. But for that sort of money, is he going to be a long term target, a long term player for your team? I'm not so sure.
Could be
And I
though.
think-
5-star weak foot, you don't see it too much, especially not in the Bundesligas.
But you could buy Jota for a lot less, and he's got a 5-star weak foot.
You can't
and
fit
he-
him in with any of the Bundesliga players.
No, but I agree with you with that one. But
Well, I do agree with you as well. But that price, you're right, Chris. 550, 600k.
Mhm.
That's so expensive.
Jota's 137 or 115 on the Xbox. And
Fakir's one.
And again, John, it says work rate's not bad. Medium low for Undev. There's a lot of that come out with these bad leagues. Sorry, not bad leagues. These off leagues. The work rates are like low, low, medium. They don't seem great.
No,
well,
that's
but-
fair. That's fair. And I
Yeah.
think this is one of those players that you actually need experience, but he's so expensive that you really don't want to try it first.
So if you packed them, you would take it as a win.
99
based on the
balance
value.
though on the player.
no, a great card,
That's-
John, 100%.
99 jumping, 99 strength, 99 aggression, 99 curve on the shooting. Oh man, that's 98 shot power, 98 finishing, 99 acceleration. This card doesn't even need an upgrade. So he's also one of the. This is one of the cards which he needs a basic,
hmm
right? You just need to put a
Yeah.
basic on him, and he got one of the best players in the game. And that's without. I'm not even kidding. There's not an icon that's on his level.
Do you know who
Maybe
needs a
Pele.
basic? John?
Sorry.
Do you know who needs a basic? Mbappe.
Yeah, that's true. But Mbappe is twice, 5 times his price.
Oh no, he was 11 rare golds. That's all he was. Sorry.
When you're friends with Scooter.
Everything works
Yeah.
out better.
I mean, John, it's a great card, and that's the truth. It's a great card, and if you get him and you can fit him in your team, crack on. But as I say, maybe this is where EA, and it's hard to criticize them for content because we've got content coming out our ears at the moment. There's too much to do, if that's even possible. But
I'm not
yeah.
going to criticize EA for content. Honestly.
no, 100% not. And all I'm
It's-
thinking is if they do a cup, which is none of the big 5 leagues allowed, that would be a good one, and put some decent rewards in as well.
Yes.
And then
because
you'll be able to use the likes of these cards, or even do a weekend league like that.
you'd be desperate to get these cards,
Yeah,
to use these cards. Yeah.
very true. Talk about desperation. I know I got a lot of messages saying we have to record a day later. How can you guys do this? Missing on a guy's trip. I love you guys for saying this. So I appreciate that, and sorry for the delay in this podcast. The good thing is, don't be desperate, because there will be a new podcast tomorrow already. Because tomorrow Daniel will be hosting the last Wednesday show of the season. And Friday, it's going to be Envy and myself returning again, talking about Serie A team of the season. But I have to be honest, I think I need to go some practice to make sure I can win more than 10 games and go back to my regular level this weekend. So on that note, there's just one thing left to do. See you tomorrow, see you Wednesday, and we're going to drop it.
Drop it.
Drop it.
F U C F F F U C